Several months ago, I installed an FI exhaust system on my G87 M2, a complete system which included high flow catted downpipes and the catback setup itself. The system looked great, fit great, and in my opinion sounded pretty good.
That is so loud.
Others agreed with me and some weren't big fans of the sound. You see, some of BMW's engines are quite challenging to make them sound good. The S55 and the S58 being some of the most common ones. Both of those engines perform great and have a ton of overhead when it comes to performance, but the exhaust note can sound sort of raspy once opened up. I'm not a huge fan of rasp myself, at least not a ton of it, so today we're going to change things up and change the one part of my current M2's exhaust system and see if we can make it sound just a bit better. Also, I'm super excited to tell you guys that our website recently received a massive makeover. Much cleaner and super easy to find the right mods for your specific car. We would love for you guys to go take a peek.
Alright guys, so we're changing things up just a little bit here. FI just recently released the new single mid-pipe option for their exhaust on the G87 M2. If you guys watched the previous M2 videos, you would know that I am running their system, but it has the dual pipe midsection. This one, single mid. This is gonna be a very interesting modification because I'm sure it's gonna definitely change the sound. We got the nice plaque here from FI, BMW G87 M2, number 42, was good. And right off the back, I noticed that the section that connects to the downpipes is definitely different from their original setup. It looks like this is gonna require us to delete the merger pipe that's down there, and this is gonna be bolted on directly to both downpipes. So one quick observation you'll notice right away, no resonator in the front section anymore. If you do the dual pipe setup, you do have two bottle style resonators. So that's gonna be interesting to see what that sounds like. But overall construction, very, very nice. Don't expect anything less from FI. I'm probably gonna get questions why the mid pipe has like an oval shape here towards the middle. It is much thicker, and the reason behind that, obviously you don't get a bottleneck. So it combines the 2.5 diameters on each of these to a bigger, probably like 5-inch variant. Also, maybe for fitment reasons, so it can plug and play install onto the car. But yeah, overall, the quality looks freaking great. And you can tell that this is not a knockoff product that came from China. This is FI, they develop and they make their products in-house, which is pretty much why prices are a little bit higher. But when it comes to quality, I think it's totally worth it. But yeah, let's go ahead and put the car up in the air, and then I can better show you guys the difference between the single mid-pipe setup and a dual mid-pipe setup that I currently have on the car.
Quick interruption, we are starting a new video series critiquing and rating your BMW builds, and we need some entries. Submit your build to submityourbuild@vehiclevirals.com. To be considered, we would need a minimum of 5 photos, a list of all the mods, a small backstory, and not really necessary, but including a video link is a plus. Your car may or may not get criticized / roasted, so don't submit your build if you're not about that life.
So here's the current setup right now. We have one of the downpipes here, connects straight to it. And then we have that merger pipe. Second pipe comes down this way. They both angle in to resonators. And then it connects to the back section X pipe right here. Muffler, and I guess these connector pipes right here, they remain the same. For the new setup, it's gonna be a totally different thing, because obviously now we have this here that should connect something like that, right? I mean, there's a lot of space right here on the where the shield is at. If you guys see, there's a ton of space in there. So even though this freaking mid section is so beefy, shouldn't be an issue there. But this should make all the difference as far as sound goes. Guys, I haven't been this excited in a while, so it should be very simple and very fast to do. So this is the original FI system I had on the car. Well, most of it, minus the muffler. Again, merger pipe, and you got 2 duals. Goes into the resonators, into the X pipe, and then connects to the muffler. So now the single, it's a much more simpler setup. No merger pipe, connects to the downpipes. A beefy single mid pipe, which splits into the 2 individual rear pipes. So not X anymore. Again, no resonator, so it should be a louder system, but because of the single mid-pipe design, I think it should make the S58 sound better.
We sell both setups on our website vehiclevirals.com, so make sure to check that out or email us if you have any questions. I will leave links down in the video's description.
Let's get it on. All right, so we have the single mid pipe installed. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Merge pipe gone. So you have the two connections here, which turns into the big beefy single mid pipe. It's really big. And because of that oval shape, clearance is no issue. There's no touching, nothing's hitting anything. So it's nice and good. Goes this way, splits into two. Sort of the X pipe here and transitions into the muffler. So yeah, I really dig the look. Now, we gotta go ahead and turn on the car so we can hear the sound test, and then obviously take the car for a drive and rip on it. All right guys, cold start first, and then we'll give it some revs. It actually sounds deeper on the cold start. That's probably a very good sign.
So here's a comparison, so you have a better idea how the M2 sounds like with the single mid pipe versus what it sounded like before with the dual mid pipe.
The exhaust sound is definitely much deeper sounding than the previous setup we had on there. When you go out there? Alright guys, first drive with the new single mid pipe setup from FI. Trying to see if I can tell if there's a difference while we drive it. Let's find out. Oh my god! Woo!
Wow! Throw the camera out of my head.
Yeah. That was saucy.
The difference is subtle, but enough to make a difference. The single mid pipe definitely sounds deeper, both at idle and when giving the M2 the beans. The biggest noticeable difference is at the lower part of the RPM, around 4,000 and lower. Like, it's a pretty big difference. Despite the setup not having a resonator, the drive is quite comfortable, and weirdly enough sounds quieter than the last setup with the exhaust valves open. As far as rasp, there is a tiny bit here and there, but definitely less than the dual mid-pipe setup, which honestly I wouldn't call it a good thing or a bad thing, because everyone's different. I'm sure many will prefer the previous setup and vice versa, which is part of the reason I wanted to make this video, to compare both options.
We'll do a few variables and then we'll do it.
Before you guys leave, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. It really does help. Probably gonna do a port injection and upgrade the clutch on the M2 very soon, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Make sure to cop some of the new merch, and as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.